So basically, the ask is, we already have explored how to increase the size of EBS volume, right?
Yes.
Now the concern is how to reduce the size of EBS volume. Okay, this is what we have to do. For example, we provision, we over provision a volume that is of 1 TB, and later on we realized 1 TB is not required for this. Okay, we were just required to have 400 GB or 500 GB, and that is more than enough. Okay, so in those scenarios, what we will look forward, we will look forward to reduce the size of EBS volume, right? How can we do that? Now let's try to have a look. Okay, let me go here and let me quickly launch one EC2 instance, and then we'll see this. Here I go, I'll say launch instance, I'll say Linux, EC2, okay? Amazon Linux or anyone we can use. We don't have any issues in terms of using Linux. Okay, the practicals will remain same for all of them. So keep your name I can use, security group I'll be going here, and security group I will be using, okay, GP2 or GP3 I can use. Here I go, and I will launch one instance. Okay, that is the Linux instance basically. Now, similarly, let me quickly launch one more instance, and that will be of Windows. Okay, because Windows instance used to take some time, so quickly we will be launching them. So here I go, I will go to Windows. Okay, this is Windows Server, anyone we can use. I will try to use the older, that is 2016 base. Yes, because we want to run it on 1 GB of memory only. Okay, and with 1 core of CPU, that's fine. So next one is key pair. I'll be using, okay, security group. Do I have any security group with Windows? I should have, yeah, it is there, Windows SG. Okay, 30 GB of GP2 or GP3 we can use, and here I go, I will launch one instance. Okay, so here I go. Let me start with Linux first. Okay, let me connect with this instance. Connect, here I go to key pair 40. Login as EC2-user. Okay. Okay, now I got logged in. So now if I look into df-ht, okay, here we can see one particular volume is there. So now what I want, let me go here and let me create one more volume. Okay. So here we can see both of the, okay, this one is in 1C. This Linux instance is in 1C. Okay. Availability zone 1C. So I'll be going to the EBS volume. Okay. And I will be creating one volume. I will say what 5 GB of volume I'll be creating. I can create GP2, not a problem. GP2 or GP3, anything is fine. Availability zone should be 1C. Here I go. I would like to give it a name. I will say secondary Linux. Okay. But instead of 5 GB, let me say it 8 GB. Okay. I need to over provision this. So here I go. I will say create volume. Volume is created. Now, what I need to do, I need to go here. I need to attach the volume. Where I need to attach? I need to attach here. Okay. We have the device name. Any of the device name we can give. It's up to us only. Okay, let's go here. VDF, right? Okay. Let me give VDF only. I'll be more than happy.
By device name, I'm a little bit confused about device name. Does this device name should be matched with our EC2 instance, or do we have to do anything about it, or no?
No, no. See, device name is like how you want to attach this device. Okay. So if you, or I will just show you. Okay. Here I am giving dev SDF. Okay. So here in Linux kernel, it will appear like this /dev/xvdf. Okay. Or uh, yeah, right. 1 second. Anything is fine. Yeah. Anything is fine. Let's use this. Okay. STB, then we'll see. Okay. Now, let me show you this particular volume, which is already being attached. Okay. This is the volume, right? Which is already in use. Okay. This is the one. Here, if you go, here you should be able to see the device name as well. See here, dev xpda. Okay, so for example, if any device name is already being used, you can't reuse it. Okay, there should be a different device name for every volume you are attaching with the instance. Getting my
So
point?
every volume should have a different device name.
Hmm.
Okay.
No, no. See, no, no. You're right. Okay, but see, this is xvd, for example, this particular one. Here you looked into, this is SDB. Okay, so another volume which I can create, okay, which I already have created. This is the one. Okay, not this is the one. I will create in a while. I can have the same name SDB, but I can't attach this with the Linux instance. Okay, I need to attach this with another instance. So one EC2 instance can't have the same device name. That's what we can call it out. Getting my point? I will just
Yes,
show you
I
in a while.
got your point. I got your point. By like, but what is like? How do we decide the device name? The device name, like the device that store our storage in the Amazon Web Service, or like I'm not a little bit confused about that.
Yeah, I will just explain. No worries. Okay, just wait for a while. You'll get the answer.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So here, if I go to LSKLK, okay, here you can see this. Okay, this is the XVDA, okay, which is already being there. Now you have XVDB. This is your device name. Okay. Now, if I create one more device and attach it with the same device name, don't you think it will be like Linux kernel will accept the two device name having a different disk into the backend? Will it accept? Can it be same?
No, no.
Right. So that is the device name. So basically, the volume or disk which you have attached with your EC2 instance, that is being identified into your Linux operating system as a device name.
Okay, so if we have two EC2 instances, we can use the same device name for both of them differently.
Yeah, right. So
Okay,
maybe we have this one EC2 instance, we could have another EC2 instance. In another EC2 instance, also it could be XVDA, XVDB. That's not a problem.
okay, I got your point, right? Thank you.
Now, same we'll be doing. Okay, what we will be doing. So this is the secondary volume. So here we will be executing glow part. Okay, and before executing glow part, what do we need to do? We need to mount this particular volume, right? Initially, we need to format and then we need to mount this. So to mount this, yesterday, what we did, we took the help of AWS documentation. Similarly, today also we will go and we will quickly format this. And after formatting, what we will be doing? Okay, not this. We will
Mounting.
be, yeah, we
Mounting.
will be mounting it. Okay, this is the volume. So here I go and 1 second, lsblk, let me see, xvdb. Okay, this is xvdb. So xvdb, I will be changing this from xvdf to xvdb. Now we can say this. Now again, mkfs-t is done. Now what I need to do, I need to create a folder and I need to mount this. So mkdir, okay, and here I will say disk 02. This is the name I am giving to the folder. Okay, and I have created a folder with the name disk02. And what next I will do, I will just go here and I will mount it. Okay, so how will I mount it? To mount, here I will go xvd b, I want to mount. Where I want to mount? I want to mount on disk 02. Okay, mount, then these are the mount point and I want to mount it to disk 02. Okay, this is the one. So now I have a secondary volume now. Okay, if I just have a look, ef-h t, I can see I have a secondary volume available. This is xvdb and this is of 8 GB. Okay, if I want to go to this particular volume, I can just go here. I can say cd/disk02 and here I am having 65 files I want to create. Okay, so now I have all these files being available into this particular volume. So now the requirement comes up. So the requirement is you need to reduce the size of your EBS volume. Okay, so now let me go to the AWS console and let me try to do it. Let's see if we can do it. Here I go, I will say modify volume and see from 8 GB what I want to reduce it to the 5 GB. Okay, but see, but here it is telling the size of the EBS volume can only be increased, it can't be decreased. It means AWS allows us to only increase the size. It don't want us to reduce the size. So it means whenever we are provisioning any volume, we should not over provision it. Okay. But things we need to remember, we need to provision them within a limit. And later on, if it is required, we can increase the size of our EBS volume whenever it is required to do so. Right? But now the concern is we already have made such mistake. We already over provisioned it. So do we have any possible option with us? Yes, we have. Okay, what is the option? So the option is here we'll
Delete it.
go. Any question?
No, I said we can also just delete it.
But data is there. How can we delete? That's the problem. Okay, data is
Right.
there. That's the problem.
Okay.
So what I'll do, I will go here. Okay, I will create a volume of. I want to create a volume of 4 GB maybe. Okay, from 8 GB. Here I go. I will create one more volume of 1C. Here I will give it a name. Okay, and this is third volume. Okay, and I got this created. So now we have one more particular volume, which is the third volume with us. So what I will be doing, I'll be going here and I will be attaching this. I'll be attaching with the same instance, Linux instance. And earlier we have SDB, now we will have SDC. Here I go attach volume. Okay. So now if I just go here, I should have this. Okay, I have only one volume, sorry, two volume. I will say lsblk. There is one more xvdc. Okay, so now what I need to do, I need to mount this. Okay, how will I mount? Again, same process. Do we have the commands handy? Initially, we will format this. Okay, and then we will mount it. This is the one xvdc. Enter, formatted, right? And once formatted, we need to mount it. But before mount, what we need to do? We need to create a folder mkdir disk 03. Okay, I'm creating one more folder. Now what I need to do? We need to mount. We need to mount what? We need to mount this dev/x vdc. Where do we need to mount? Disk 03. Okay, so now if you look df-ht, now you have two volumes, one xvdb and xvdc. Now you can go to disk 02 cd/disk 02. Okay, we are inside the disk 02. We have this data, right? I want to move all this data. Okay, I want to move all this data. Where I want to move? I want to move to disk 03 because that is a 4 GB, right? So here I go, I will be pressing enter. Okay, now if I do ls, there is nothing. Okay, so I can go cd dot dot clear. Here if I look df-ht, okay, here it is. If I just go here to disk 3, cd/disk 03, okay, I can see data is here, right? Now what I can do, I can u mount this volume. Okay, I'm not needing this volume, right? Okay, because it was over provision. What I have done, I have moved its data. Okay, basically date. Let's try to understand it this way. Hmm, it's okay. So this is your EC2 instance. Okay, and you have one primary volume where operating system was installed. You provision one more volume, 8 GB. Okay, and you provision one more volume. Okay, all these three are attached with your EC2 instance. Okay, you are accessing this. So now this is your EBS volume. These are the EBS volume, right? This is the primary and this is the secondary and this is your third one, right? What I will be doing, what I'm doing here. So here I have moved your data from where to where? From this secondary, I have moved your data to the third. Okay. The reason this was of your 8 GB, 8 GB, right? This was of 8 GB and this one was of 4 GB, right? So that's why I have moved here, right? Now, what next I have to do? I will get this particular volume, delete it. Okay. What I will do, I will get this one, this particular volume, delete it. Okay. Now only two volumes will exist, primary and third. Any questions?
No, I got it, bro.
Okay. So here I'll go. Hmm. Okay, here I go. So what I will be doing, I will be U mount this. Okay, which one? Disk 02. So to U mount, here I go, U mount slash disk 02. I'll press enter. So now if I execute df-ht, I can see U mount I executed. This is not here. Now I can just go here and here I should be able to This is the secondary volume. I should be able to detach this volume. So volume is detached. And here, if I'll be scrolling right, I can see this is available. I can click on it. I can say delete volume. So this is the way how to reduce the cost in terms of EBS volume. Okay, and mainly this could be happen on the for the secondary volumes basically. Okay, not for the primary volume. Okay, if primary volume is being there, you can't get this reduced. That's the problem. Okay, because operating system you can't lift and shift, right? That's the problem here. So if primary volume is there, in that scenario, you need to create one more easy to instance. That's how you need to proceed. Okay. Now let me go here and terminate this Windows instance. I'm not, oh, sorry, terminate this Linux instance, and then we'll talk about the Windows. So Linux one it is. Here I'll say Linux or terminate. This is gonna be terminated, and third volume also I don't need. I can get this one also deleted, but yeah, now let this gets terminated. EC2 instance. Now let's go to the Windows instance and let me try to log in. Okay, to log in, here I go. Okay, let's have the credentials. To have the credential security, get Windows password, upload. Here do we have that? Should have that here. Keep here. Here we have keep here with your name. I'll decrypt it. I'm good. This is the password. Here I go. Administrator, and this is the password. Okay, yes, I should be landed in the EC2 instance, which we provisioned some time back. Okay. Okay. Now we got connected. Here I go. Let me do one thing till the time the instance should be terminated. I can delete this third volume as well. I'm not needing this, right? This should be in available state if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this one is available. Delete volume. Okay. So now here, if you look into here, we have the instance in 1B availability zone. I'll go here. I'll create one volume. GP2 I can create of 5 GB and name secondary. I'll go. I'll say create volume. But we have the volume. I'll go. I'll attach this. Oh, I hope I got this created in 1A. I did. Yeah, 1A. It is 1A. I need to create this in 1B actually. Let me say this one also 8 GB and then we'll reduce it. 1B. I go. I'll say. Let me give it a name. Secondary. I will say create volume. Okay, volume is created. Here I go. I'll attach this secondary volume. Okay, device name we can give PDB attach volume. Volume is attached. Here if I go, I can open the disk management. Disk mgmt.msc. Quickly, I will try to open disk management. Good. In fact, I also want to open File Explorer. I'm good now. Okay. So here I go. I can see one more disk like we saw yesterday. I'll bring it online. Once online, then I will be initializing the disk using MBR. Disk is initialized. Here I'll go. I will create a simple volume. Finish. One more volume got created. Here if I go, I'll refresh. I should be able to see two volumes now, C and D. Okay, maybe here we have a couple of files. Okay, so here we have a couple of files along with folder. Now what do I need to do? I need to reduce the size. So to reduce the size, here also we have the same process which we followed in Linux. So here I go, I will be creating third volume. Okay, 4 GB, here I go. That will also be in 1B. Name third volume. Here I go, I will say create volume. Okay, so now we need to attach this, attach volume. This one, device name, we need to give. See, another one is not highlighting, see this, okay? Because it is already in use. XBDC we are using, attach volume. Here if I go here, if I'll be refreshing, I should be able to see one more volume. Okay, offline, I'll bring it online. I will be initializing the disk. Disk is initialized. Here we have a simple volume. Okay, now we'll go here. Oh, sorry, this is my screen. Here we are like this. Okay, we can see two volts. So now what we need to do, we need to copy the content or we need to cut the content. Basically, anything is fine. Control X, we'll go here and we'll get this copied in E drive. Okay, so now D drive is not more required. If not required, see what happened in organization. Why I'm explaining this is there is a significance behind this. Okay, so if you have moved the data from D drive to E drive, it is not like you will just go and directly stop using it. Okay, what you will be doing. So for that, initially, okay, you will not remove the volume directly or you will not delete the volume directly. Okay, what you have done, you have moved the data from D drive to E drive. What you will do, you will bring this disk offline initially. Okay, so once you bring this disk offline, what will happen here? You will be able to see, okay, if you just go here, okay, here if I just go, you are able to see only D drive is not available at this moment of time. So in case if any user will be facing some challenges in terms of accessing the volume or he's worried, maybe he got mounted with the D drive itself, right? And he's facing some problem. So, or he needs to have drive, he's not able to validate the data, he says something is being missing. Okay, so initially, maybe for a couple of days, you will keep this disk offline only. Okay, you will not be directly deleting this. So later on, if required to do so, maybe someone wants to revalidate the data or something, he feels it is not there. In those scenarios, you can bring the disk online back. And once you bring the disk online back, then you should be able to see this way. If go, okay, disk will be there. Although we cut the data, right? We didn't copy the data. So data will not be shown here. Okay, but if you could have copy the data, then data should be there. But I can give it one more try. Let me have a look. Okay, let me copy this data. This time I will bring E offline. Okay, here I go. But let me do D offline again. That's not a problem. Offline. Okay. So now it is gone. It should be gone. Okay, D is gone. And what next I will do? I will bring this online. Let me see. Data should be there. This is online. Now we should be able to see the data into D. See, data didn't get deleted. Only the disk goes offline. Okay. So now we realize, okay, we are not needing this disk one. Okay. Now what we will do? We will bring this offline. And once we bring this offline, here we can go and okay, offline is being fine. So now here we can go select the secondary volume. We can go here. We can say detach volume. As the disk is already offline, it got detached, and now we will be able to see this is being in available state. Now it is in available state. We can get this deleted. Any questions here?
No, but I got it.
Okay, so basically, in such scenarios where we want to remove the disk, okay, in organizations frequently you will get it. Maybe you may not get a request to uh, reduce the size, okay, but you may like this recommendations certain multiple times this recommendation comes up to reduce the size, okay, from different people. But if you're not able to do so in those scenarios, you can have additional volume and you can move the data. That is number one. Number two is if you have deployed like if you have deployed any additional disk and that disk later on people realize that disk is not required at all. Okay, in those scenarios, initially you need to bring this disk offline, and once the disk is offline for a couple of days, then only you can get this deleted. This is one of the best practice which people followed in an organization. So here, if I just go and this is the third volume, okay, I can get this detach as well. Let me detach it quickly because I want to delete this, right? Offline. Okay, it looks good. So now I can detach this volume. I can delete this volume too. And here I will be terminating this Windows instance. Okay. So as part of cleanup, we already have deleted the volumes. We have deleted the EC2 instance to save our cost. So I believe we are good here.